Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Are we ready for another day of testing out a full face? I am, because I am updating you guys on something that I posted a little while ago, letting you know what my experience has been with that brand since then, and really testing out a full face of products I've never tried before, because I've only tried about 2 things from them. So if you want to know what brand I'm talking about, if you didn't read the title, then just stay tuned. But first, if you didn't see yesterday's video, I tried a product that says it lasts for up to 2 days, and I showed at the end of that video what my brows looked like after running water over them. And now let me go ahead and just show you what my brows looked like as soon as I sat down, pressed record on camera. And now they are filled in with this LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. And now let's chat while I put on their Pro Prep High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. So about a month ago, maybe a little less, I posted a video where I tried out LA Girl's newest foundation. It's something high coverage, I'll link the video if you haven't seen it yet. And I had a couple concerns in that video. I had the concern that the shades were not matching up to what you actually got in real life. I had the concern that there were only 8 shades available on Ulta's website, and then I had the concern that when I did order the darker shades that were only found on LA Girl's website, they weren't that dark when they got here. And, in that video, I just made it pretty clear that I'm tired of, putting the effort in for brands that are not putting the effort in for its consumers. And I don't even think I finished, no, I did not finish trying the foundation out there. I just put it on my face on camera and kind of ended the video with a little mini rant. Now for the foundation that caused all of this. This is their Pro Matte High Definition Longwear Matte Foundation in the shade Cappuccino. So imagine how surprised I was when LA Girl actually reached out and wanted to talk about my concern in that video, because it doesn't happen often. Usually if an influencer has something to say about a brand that isn't, oh my god, this is amazing, go purchase it, they're just pretty quick to say, okay, well, now we just know one less person that we can send PR to, or this is one less person that we have to worry about working with in the future. So when brands actually do reach out to not only influencers but consumers as well, and wants to hear their feedback on their products, I respect that, because it shows an effort that you actually care about what you're putting out and you want to know how you can make it better. And another thing that I appreciate is that they didn't make any excuses. They were like, all right, because you'd be surprised, I've actually had brands, people who worked for brands, people who like brands, make the weirdest excuses for their products. It's just, oh well, manufacturing, and there are colors that you put out in the winter, and then there are colors that you put out in the summer, and it's like, nah, I'm black 365, so I don't know what to tell you there. So they were very open to hearing what I had to say, and I made sure to let them know what you guys were saying in the comments that day. And I believe, if it hasn't been done already after that call, that all of the shades will be available in Ulta soon. So after that phone call, or I guess on that phone call, they said, let us send you the last shade in this foundation. If you haven't seen that video, I tested out the second to last shade. In that video, this is the last shade, Cappuccino. Not only let us send you the last shade of this foundation, but let us send you some other products that we carry. And besides the foundation and the concealer, I've never tried anything else from LA Girl. So I said, sure, what better of a time to well, I was gonna say what better of a time to do this than during a full face week, but when I showed you guys on Snapchat, a lot of you were like, can you do an update on the foundation? Oh, and this is their blending sponge. Look how fat this gets once you wet it. Yeah, so this is the last shade in the foundation, and when they said let us send it to you, I was just kind of like, I don't know, because by that time I had watched other people review this foundation, and people who were like NW45 were wearing Cappuccino, and as some of you know, I am NW55, so I was just like, but here it is on my face. Let me just move on to concealer. So for concealer, I'll be using their Pro Conceal High Definition in the shade Fawn. Fawn in LA Girl is NW45 in MAC. If you've got dark skin, that's the shade that everyone's going to use. So it's been a minute since I've used this concealer. So this is going down memory lane for me here. I don't know how I feel about that sponge. I should have wet my beauty blender just in case. But to set my concealer, I'm going to use their Pro Powder High Definition Setting Powder. Is there a shade? In the shade Banana Yellow. I am not the biggest fan of banana powders, but we have it, so, you know, why not? And then to set my entire face, I'm going to go ahead and use this Pro Face Pressed Powder in the shade Cocoa. They sent 2 shades. I don't remember what the other one was, but I went with Cocoa. Maybe I should have gone with the other one, but let's just see how this goes. And to conceal, I'm going to use this Pro Conceal in the shade Mahogany. See, this is why we were disappointed with you, LA girl, because you can make shades like this for your concealer, but you know what? We've addressed it. Alright, I'm confused because there's like some weird oil coming out with these concealers. Let me see if this will focus on it. Come on. Alright, I don't think it's gonna focus, but there's like some weird type of oil coming out when I try to squeeze any product out, and it's making blending the concealer a little difficult. I also feel like it's not, like the actual shade isn't coming out as dark as it's supposed to. So this is their Just Blushing Just Dazzle blush. To highlight, I'm going to use this Strobe Light Strobing powder in the shade 50. LA girl, let's chat, all right? You don't need to put this much individual packaging on all of the products. That's what I've spent 90% of this video doing. I'm gonna use this shade 50 Watt. And for my lips, I'm gonna use this combination of their Lipify Stylo Intense Creamy Color in the shade Teddy, and then their Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Ultimate Wine, which again has that damn packaging on it. So I'm almost positive that they make eyeshadow. I just forgot to pick some up. And yeah, throughout the entire week, if you're like, oh, you forgot, no, I didn't forget, they either just don't make it as a brand, or I forgot to pick some up. So I'm just hoping by not mentioning it, you guys won't notice, okay? So this is it for this look. It is currently 9:35, and I'll be back later to show you guys how my face held up and give my thoughts on the spray. So I am back, and it is now 8:42, and this is what my face is looking like. Done by my hair. I'm really done for the night. I don't know how it got this late and I didn't wrap this video up, but I am here now, so let's just get right into it. First thing is this Shady Slim Brow Pencil. I probably made a mistake doing Maybelline so soon. I probably should have done that last, just because that brow tint does last as long as it does, so it kind of makes it hard judging other brow products, but this is the type of brow product that I prefer when it comes to filling in my brows. The only thing is it's a little stiff. You know, I've tried other pencils like this where the product was a little bit creamier coming out, but you know, I still feel like this gets the job done and it's an affordable option, so I'm here for this. Moving on to the Smoothing Face Primer. Of course, I would recommend this. I wouldn't have added it to the collaboration I did with Cult Crushes for their March box if I didn't like this. The only thing is I would not use this in my T-zone. I have combo oily skin, so when I do use this, this just stays on the outer portion of my face, and then I use something matter on my T-zone to help with my oil. But if you don't need to worry about, you know, oil, could you use this all over your face? You absolutely could, and it does what it says it's going to do. Their makeup sponge, yeah, that's a no from me. This blends out pretty decently, but this picks product up and then it just ends up looking patchy. I didn't like how the concealer looked, and I'll get to the concealer in a second. but I just didn't like the overall finish when using this, so that's a no for me. So here we are a month later, and not much has changed on my thoughts on this foundation. I knew going into this was probably not going to be my foundation shade because, like I said, I saw people who are NW45 using this. Now, I mean, it does get a little bit darker after it fully dries down, but not the type of dark where it's making that jump from NW45 to NW55. So I'm gonna need some more shades. You know, I'm not gonna go into it again because I've done a whole video and a half on this shade here, LA Girl, but you know, just know, like, we need it. As far as the formula of this foundation, it is certainly a matte foundation. How long you're gonna stay matte? I kind of mentioned that the first time around. The first time I wore it for 9 hours. Today it's almost been somewhere around 12 hours, and I'll get to the condition of my face with the powders. I think you'll get a decent amount of hours of a matte face with this foundation, but you know, I've tried matter or longer wearing matte foundations. As far as long wearing goes, it hasn't, you know, slid off my face. It's not separating or anything like that, but you know, I would prefer a little bit more, you know, oil control with this foundation. I'd appreciate it. This is also a full coverage foundation, and it's a little too full coverage for me. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I prefer more of the medium buildable coverage. You can get, I was gonna say you can get medium coverage. I'm not sure how much medium coverage you can get with this. This is a pretty full coverage foundation, and you know, I feel like that is why my smile lines are a tad bit more visible with this one. So you know, I'm gonna save this foundation for my just full beat, just glam makeup lovers out there. As far as the concealer goes, I'm really confused because this is not a new to me concealer. I was using this when I was in high school many years ago, but when I tried using it today, there's some type of greasy oil that's coming out with it. So I'm like, is this new? Is this something that's been happening with the concealer if you purchase it recently? Because this is the one that I used in today's video, and this is the one, this is Fawn as well. This is one that I've owned for at least a year, who knows. And when I squeeze this, that type of oil comes out. I've tried getting it to, you know, zoom in on this, and when I do it with this, that doesn't happen. Let me see if I could try swatching it on my hand. So this is the one that I already owned, and then if you try squeezing product out of this, if you didn't just see that squirt out, this is the one that I tried using today. Maybe it'll focus on my hand. Is that focused? So do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how the one that I used today looks wet? It's wet because it's coming out with some type of liquid consistency with it, and that's making it hard to blend the concealer out. Now, I thought it was just the sponge. I've used the sponge before and it picked up whatever product I was using there too, so I thought maybe it was just the sponge. So then I tried using it with a brush and it did the same thing. The oil that's coming out with it is causing the product to apply in little patches on your face, so that could also, you know, be a reason why I'm not that happy with my under eye area. But not only that, do you notice how compared to the one that I already owned that's been here for a while and the one that was sent to me, do you see how the color is also off there? I used the concealers for contour today, and I feel like it would have been a whole lot darker if that oil wasn't coming out with it. It makes the product a lighter color. I should probably center my wrist, but do you see like that it just looks wet and it looks lighter than the other one, which they're the same exact color concealer. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I just got a bad batch of concealers, but I've always known this concealer to be a good one. It's just very full coverage, which is why I don't use it that often, but you can use it as concealer, you can use it as foundation, you can use it as contour. So it's a affordable concealer that you can use for many reasons. So should you check it out? Yes. I'm gonna have to pass on the banana powder, not just because I don't like banana powders in general, because I have found 1 or 2 banana powders that are okay, but I'm just not going to, you know, use them that often. But this one's a no for me because my face, it's pretty oily. You know, I have oily skin, but I feel like after 12 hours, the most of my oil is coming in where I focused in more with the banana powder. So yeah, you know, I've used under eye setting powders that keep my face matter, so I'm going to continue using them. But moving on to this pressed powder, which I don't oh, this is not a pressed powder, this is a highlighter. This pressed powder, I think this did a pretty good job. It's been 12 hours and the rest of my face is not as oily as this area right here. Even my chin and my forehead, which also get oily throughout the day, they're not as oily as this area right here. And again, I use this as an all over setting powder, so I'm here for this setting powder. I need to look for the other shade that they sent because I don't remember if that one was darker or lighter than this one, but I just want to check because, you know, any chances you can have of getting a better shade match for complexion products, you know, the better. So as for blush and highlight, the highlight is a yes for me. The blush is a no. Hours later, the blush isn't even there on my face anymore. The highlight's kind of still there, but I mean, at this point, you know, almost 12 hours later, I feel like the highlight is just kind of blended in with my oil, and it's just got me out here looking like one big greasy mess. But yeah, it's a yes on highlight, no on the blush. The blush I just didn't feel did anything, really showed up, and it's not even there anymore, so just keep pushing. So as for the lip products that I put on today, it's a no on the Lipify Stylo One Swipe Intense Creamy color, but it's a yes on the Ultimate Lip Liner. This, as you can probably tell, is not really on my lips anymore. At this point, they're just kind of stained because the majority of it is on the food that I ate today and on my chin. I would say this has a satin finish, and as soon as I ate today, it was just done. It was gone. But the lip liner, you know, hours later, it's still there. It's still like literally exactly in the places that I put it. It's pigmented. This, I do feel bad because this smells really good, but you know, like scent doesn't really matter with how it works on your face. But the lip liners certainly check out. I wonder if they have like a really dark one, you know, if we're talking like a MAC chestnut type of dark, for me to check out because again, they're affordable. They also sent their auto eyeliner, which I did not use because I didn't have eyeshadow and because I didn't have lashes, but it's a very creamy color. It's very pigmented, so you know, I will use it at some point, and it's blue. But yeah, it's getting really hard, you know, not being able, I know I said I was going to try to stick to just products from those brands, but I might have to, you know, break it and put some eyelashes on. I need it! You know, I'm out here doing eyeshadow looks and all I have is mascara on my baby lashes, you know, just if you see me with, you know, my Lily Miami lashes on, I won't say anything and you don't say anything and we'll just act like it didn't happen. I really think only one of the brands that I'm trying this week makes lashes, so yeah, I might have to, you know, I might have to cheat just a little bit. So now that I'm done with all of that, my thoughts on the entire brand, I certainly feel like LA Girl is a brand that has potential. I know that sounds kind of weird to say because a lot of us know it as a brand that's always been in the beauty supply store, but you know, it's really just, you know, blossoming. You know, it's finally in Ulta and all that other stuff, and you know, they're coming out with more products for their brand, and that's the thing, it's a brand that's just blossoming, but it's already shown that it has that potential to be not only one of these, you know, mainstream commercial brands, but an inclusive mainstream commercial brand. You know, you've put out other foundations that have a better shade range, and you've put out, you know, concealers that just crush certain foundation ranges of some of these brands out here. So, you know, that's what was most disappointing to me with LA Girl, but I certainly feel like they have the potential to be all of that. I just need them and really just makeup brands in general to realize like it's all right. Just you can relax. I guarantee you that consumers, and I guarantee you because we've literally been saying it for like the last year and a half, you don't have to release something every season. I guarantee you if you put more effort into what you're putting out, it'll be better for you in the long run. Because we're tired of this, you know, oh, more shades coming soon, or oh, you know, yeah, we kind of dropped the ball with this, but don't worry, we have another product coming out next week. Like, it's kind of to the point where brands are, and I'm not just talking about LA Girl, I'm talking about makeup in general right now. It's kind of at the point where brands have fallen to quantity over quality. And I feel like you guys know what brands I'm talking about, and just in general what I'm talking about. It's at the point where it's hard to keep up with everything that's coming out, and everything that's coming out has so many issues, but by the time you get to those issues, they've already come out with something new, so you're just like, oh, what is that? And it's kind of taking the fun out, and two, it's giving you all unnecessary problems that you don't need. If you just relax and, you know, put that effort that you put into your products that you put in the past, then you wouldn't have some of these issues, and you would be making some really loyal customers, because that's really what you want. The hype is cute, but at the end, what you want are customers who are going to go hard for your company. And you know, there are brands out there that prove that you can be that brand. You know, there are brands that they're not in the mix, they're not always, you know, posting whatever the latest meme is on there. They post what it is that they're selling, and they keep it pushing. You know, they don't have to be trendy or anything like that, because they have a loyal fan base, and their hype is in their products. You know, they ain't gotta say nothing, they ain't gotta do this, they can back up what they're saying with the quality of their products. And I just need brands to realize that, because I feel like a lot of brands are lost right now, and in the process they're losing a lot of us. But as far as LA Girl specifically goes, like I said, I feel like it's a brand that has potential. I feel like it's a blossoming brand, it's an affordable brand, always here for that. Years ago I could only find it in I Kate House, now it can be found at Ulta, and I've always felt like looking at it like it was a brand that made products for someone who looked like me, or people who were similar that looked like me. So, you know, I'm just gonna need you to keep that same energy while you do blossom. So that is it for this video. I hope seeing this on my face and hearing some of my thoughts has helped in your decision of whether or not you want to try anything else from this brand. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. You already know. Make sure you tune in for tomorrow's video. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Crap. Damn it. Are you gonna focus? By the time it actually does focus, like, LA Girl, let's chat. Y'all ain't gotta put this much packaging on every single product. That's just doing a lot. LA Girl.